Well, so as we discussed before, there are different diagrams and charts in writing task 1. So bar chart, line graph, pie chart, process, map. And we discussed, map, process, and of course line graph, bar chart. And now we're going to talk about pie chart, another common, how to write it, and what actually parts, how many paragraphs do we need, and what's the difference when, for example, this type of chart and graphs, or for example other charts. So we need to discuss them so that you learn everything and you learn how to write about it. First of all, let me show you something. Oh, okay, just one up here. This one is good. Okay, well, look, as you can see, this is a pie chart. A pie chart consists of some segments. So this part, each part is called one segment. So we need to write, and we need to write about this segment. We need to compare. Look at these two pie charts. As you can see, reasons for cycling to work, reason for driving to work. So first of all, we're going to write, but we need to know how many paragraphs do we need. Okay, so as we studied before, how many paragraphs do we need?
4.
Of course, again, so a common structure: introduction, overview, main body 1, main body 2. But how? Of course, it's different. Of course, they're different with, for example, line graph or bar charts. So let's talk about this one. First of all, for introduction, we need to analyze our question. Do you remember? And so as I told you, we need to paraphrase. Let's read. The charts below shows the reason why people travel to work by bicycle or by car. And so this is the title. And what is instruction? What we need to do: summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. So at least 150 words, just like, other types of graphs and charts in part 1. Let's paraphrase. So could you help me please to, first of all, tell me about keywords? And of course, you can get help from the titles when writing your introduction. Just, okay. Well, and now, so this question actually consists of 3 maybe parts. Sentence 1, a brief description of the graphic. Okay, so we can say it's like an instruction that we know that summarize what to do instruction. So let me write. So first, as you can see, we have a brief description, this one. So a brief description of the graphic. The second one, the instruction. So what to do. Okay, and we have the graphic. Okay, what is this one? What is the graphic? If it's chart, if it's graph, if it's table. So the third one, the graphic. So each question, not only about this, so each question consists of these 3 parts of sentence: 1, 2, and 3. 1, a brief description, after that the instruction and the form. What is a graphic? So it's something like, okay, here we have a pie chart. Well, do you remember that I told you the most important thing that you need to do in order to write your essay in task 1 is what? Yeah? Main features. Do you remember? The most important thing. So, because we need to write overview is about main feature. So body graphs are about main feature. So first of all, we need to write, and we need to find and then write. So do you remember in line graph, when we actually discussed main feature, what we meant, do you remember? How did we find main features? Do you remember? For example, the highest, the peak, the highest point. Do you remember? So that we can easily see them. So actually it was about line graph or bar chart. The highest bar, the lowest. Do you remember? The highest, the lowest. And now about this one, what do you think?
I think it's about the percent.
Of course, which segment is bigger? So which segment, which part is bigger? It's important. Which one is the smallest? It's important if there is. And segments that they are the same, they are not main features. So the largest area and the smallest area. Okay, well, as you remember, we discussed some questions when finding our main features. For example, what are the units of measurements? So we need to know, or time period, or for if there is, or we can learn from title and labels. So what is the graph about? And what is the most obvious trend, the biggest one? Okay, so if there are any similarities, so we need to, so there are some questions we need to think about, and then we can write. Well, let's find how many main features we have, you think?
Two.
Of course, yes, be sure. You're right, of course, two. So because we have two titles, cycling, driving. So let's write. Okay, main features number 1. Could you help me? Just say what you see.
Reason for cycling to work.
So tell me, okay, main feature maybe the largest proportion, percentage. Here we have the measurement actually is based on person. So we say proportion or percentage. So what can we say? We say the largest. Do you agree? The largest, yeah, proportion of people who, so first of all, cycle, so cycle, okay, is, what is that? Is health and fitness, and let's see if there is another one.
What?
Yeah, of course, less pollution.
Less
Yes. So, who cycle do so for, first for health and The second one, I need to paraphrase. So I can say less pollution, but maybe some environmental reasons. Do you agree? Instead of
Yeah.
saying, yeah, so I can say, why not? I can say, why I mentioned both of them because we have the same. Do you remember similarities? Because they're the same. I had to mention both of them. Now, main feature two. You say,
But the largest proportion of people
yeah,
who drive um is for comfort.
yeah, of course, because it's comfortable. Now, Alex, that was really good and correct, but I don't want to repeat exactly the same word because I have the largest proportion. So I try to find a synonym. Instead of saying the largest proportion, I say the highest percentage. Are the same. The highest percentage of people who drive to so because it's, as you said, comfortable. Okay, so I could find my main features. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Well, so don't forget that, Alex, we have some questions when at the beginning we need to have answered these questions in our minds, make some notes, and after that. So first pay attention. Let me type them because they're really important, Alex. And if you forget about them, maybe it will be a bit, what happened? Okay, so it will be a bit difficult to write. So if you answer these questions like the first one, what are the units of measurements? So here, as you can see, we have percentage. So we say percentage and proportion. We have two synonyms here. The next one, if there is a time period, if, what are the time periods? The next one, what can you learn from the title and any labels? Okay, and the next one, what is the most obvious trend, the largest proportion, and if there are any similarities? So as you can see, we need to mention all this if there are any similarities so that we can see here we have similarities. Okay, now
Okay.
we have our main trends. It's time to write. Okay, let me, well, here, well. The next one, and the most, as we talked before, the most important part of your essay in task one, your overview. Do you remember how to write our overview? What we should write, what we shouldn't?
You should write the highest percent, like
Do we mention
uh
details? Do we mention
yeah.
details in overview?
No, no details.
That's it. General. We need our main features for overview because, of course, in introduction, we don't have anything really, just we paraphrase our question just this. Right, we use some words, and after that it's time to overview that we need to discuss our main features. So first one, let's write our introduction, the first paragraph. Okay, the chart below, let me underline my keywords. The chart below shows, okay, travel to work, okay, just this, and it's percentage, so maybe I can, okay, so let's write. Help me if you want to write an introduction, how you do it.
Um,
Yeah. What can I use for the chart below?
the pie chart.
Yeah, of course. Be sure, you're right. So I can say how many pie charts I have two. So I can say the two pie charts. Okay, I have show. I want to use another verb. What?
Illustrate. Um,
Illustrate, you mean?
yeah.
Of course, why not? We can say illustrate, or we can say demonstrate,
Yeah.
or we can say display, or we can say depict. So all of them are right, usable. So the two pie charts illustrate, okay, illustrate why?
The
Uh,
reason.
of course, the key reasons, the most important, the key reasons why people travel to work. I want to change. Why people choose to either cycle or drive to work. Okay, by
Percent. Yeah.
that's it. That is my introduction. If you want, you can change it. Why not? You can change it and write it another way. But this is only actually something like a sample that you can write. So the two pie chart display, illustrate, demonstrate the key reasons why people choose to either cycle or drive to work by percentage. So this is my first. And the second one, the second paragraph, that is our overview. So it's time to write it. So how to write? As we discussed, we need our main
Features.
features. Yeah, the largest for number one, number two. And we need to see if we have any other similarities. If we have, it's better to be mentioned. If we have equal proportion, it's better to be mentioned. Okay, so let's write. I say I want to use my main features. Just Alex, do we have any similarities? Because I want to know, I want to consider it as another main feature.
Um. Oh no, I don't actually can see the numbers
Okay, just
on
let me,
the
of
pictures.
course,
So
let me. Okay, how about now? Is it better?
Uh, I can just see some numbers like there's the
Yeah,
same percent. But
yeah,
the reason driving to work,
yeah,
it's the least reason.
yeah. So, of course. Well, let's have a look. So we have health and fitness, less actually pollution, no parking problems, no cost, faster than driving. And here, comfort, distance to work, faster than cycling. So let's have a look at this area and this area. Do you agree that they're, not exactly the same, but we can say that in this two charts, two pie chart, maybe they have almost, not exact, almost equal proportion of people chose the method that is the fastest. They have the same. Look here, people said that, okay, because it's faster than driving. And
Yeah,
again, we have here, maybe almost the same. So we can say, we can mention, okay? We can mention. What about the others? Look, this area, this is 40. Here we have 30. There is no actually common point here, so we have nothing. So the thing that I can find, look, I have two the same, similar. Fast, fast. And then when I check, okay, I can see that, almost the same proportions, okay, almost the
yeah,
same, we can say, chose the method that is fastest. So maybe I can mention it as the third main feature. Now let's write. So from the beginning, I say, okay, let's use I have nothing to do with this one here. Okay, just let me,
yeah,
okay, here is better. Okay, my first main feature. It's time to write my overview. Okay, so the largest proportion of people who cycle have made this choice for health and environmental reasons. Okay,
yeah,
now I can compare whilst or while maybe the most important advantage, the prime advantage of driving to work, people, just I'm trying to change, people who drive to work is considered to be the
comfortable.
comfort, of course, comfort of traveling. Yeah, that's very good. Okay, by car. And almost, notably, almost equal proportion of people, their chosen method is the fastest. This is my overview. So let me write it. The largest proportion of people who cycle have made this choice. Present perfect is a good one because we don't want to mention the time, so it's better to use present perfect. Have made this choice for health and environmental reasons. Now let's compare. Whilst or while the most important reason, the prime advantage, the first advantage of driving to work is to be considered, okay, is, what is this? Considered is considered to be comfort, okay, of traveling by car. Now let's add this equality, so why not we can mention it. We can say notably, it's noticeable, it's visible, notably for an almost approximate, almost equal proportion of people, their chosen method is the fastest. Just this. This is what I mean. Just let me mention 2 points here. As you know, coherence, cohesion, grammar range, vocabulary source, all of them are assist in your writing. So it's, yeah, you know, for example, I don't know, capitalization, punctuation, all of them. So here, grammar range, how to show, as you can see, first I use present perfect, a really good tense. Then I decided to use passive. So why not? I have 3 different tense, like, you know, structures here. That is enough for grammar range here. Vocabulary, that's enough, because as I told you, overview should be simple and clear, definitely clear and simple. So you don't need to use some complex word. So exactly the same, just I didn't maybe repeat exactly the same words and try to use better alternatives. Okay, this is about overview. Do you have any questions related to introduction and overviews?
No.
Okay, so they're clear?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. So for example, if I ask you for the next session to write, you can?
Well, probably think so.
Yeah, you can. Just try to do just what I do. If you know the structure, just what you need to pay attention to. You know, it's really
Okay.
easy because, you know, normally when candidates, students, you know, just, you know, at a first time when they see, oh, which section should I write about all these sections? No, I just, you know, find the most important thing, just this. Well, now, main bodies. Write detailed paragraph 1, detailed paragraph 2. As I told you before, you need to divide your main features into 2 paragraphs. Don't mix them. So first, second. I have 2 paragraphs, so 2. The first one, the largest proportion of people who cycle do so for health and environmental reasons. Now, I want to write my paragraph 3, main body 3, but it's just a sample example, so it's your choice how to write it. Okay, how to begin my paragraph? So, health and fitness, less pollution. So, how much? Together, more than 50%, 30-30. So, I want to talk about this and this because they're the same and the most important, the highest percentage. So, I say main body 1. Okay. Because I want to discuss both of them, I say taken together, both of them. Health and fitness and less pollution are reasons given passive by how much? Over half. It's about 60%. It's 60% over
Yeah.
by over half of all people who prefer traveling by bike. Okay. And now each represent 30% portion, which is, look, the next most popular is 15%. Yeah, this is the next
Yeah.
level. So I can say which is double. Yeah, the next most popular reason, that is what is that? No parking. Yeah, lack of parking issues. I want to add percentage at 15%. That's it. That's it and nothing else. This is my first paragraph. I considered both of them, as you can see, 30, 60%, more than half of all people, yeah, actually
Yeah.
chose this method because of health and less pollution. That this number is double the next popular, that is 15%. Okay, I only
Okay.
mentioned this one. So now I want to write the next paragraph. Just let me say something, Alex. There is no rule that your both paragraphs should be equal. 5 lines. No, one shorter, next longer. One longer, next shorter. So there is no rule. So it's, depends on the information that you get from your chart. Well, let's have a look at the second one. Okay, main two, just let me, okay, with this here so that I can see. Okay, main body two, paragraph 4, the last. Okay, tell me, people who drives to work have the same concerns as the people who ride bike, you think?
The thing is just in one point.
Yeah,
The other thing is different.
yeah, they're different. So actually they have different concerns. Look, they health, less pollution, no parking, and no cost, faster, comfort, distance, just faster is the same, needs to carry things to work, safer than cycling. So they are not the same. So I can say that is only an example. You can change it. Okay, so I say a different different set of concerns. It means people have different ideas to actually ride, bike, and drive. Has affected the decision of those people who choose, I don't want to say travel to work, so I use the word commute. You know that commute means a regular travel normally between home and work and home. So we say commute. To commute by car. And now, what is the first reason? Comfort is by far the most significant, the most important, the most significant factor at how much? 40%. Okay?
Okay.
And distance to work, but the second one, but distance to work, okay? The next one, just let me, okay. Distance to work, okay, is another important concern. So we can say that is a more important concern for just how much? Over 20%. So just 20%. Over 20%, 20%, or you can also say a fifth. Over a fifth means 20%. Over a fifth or 20% of drivers. Drivers. Okay. So the first one, the second. Let's see if you have any other thing. Okay, Alex, can you find any other important thing that we need to mention here?
Well, I don't know. Just
Yeah, just if you want to choose another factor that can be mentioned. The next one. What we discussed in our overview, three main features. Do you remember the third one?
the speed,
Of
like the speed thing.
course. Yeah, of course. How much? Tell me about the percentage.
It's 15 for the cycling
It's
and 14.
14. It's 14, as you can see, the gray part section. 14 faster than cycling. You agree?
Yeah.
So, for 14% of people. Why I'm mentioning this? Because I have the same maybe factor in the actually the chart above, so it's good to mention it. For 40% of people, faster, okay, a faster journey is good. Journey time is the key factor. I want to compare. Compared to what? Compared to, I want to compared to a number, a figure of 12% here. I have 12%. Can you see?
Yeah, yeah.
Cyclists who find their means of transport quicker. Means of transport means car, the thing, vehicle, okay? Means of transport quicker. And finished. This is my essay. So I only mentioned my key features. This one, this one, this one, this one, and then because I had the same factors in chart above and below, I compared them at the end of my essay. How to write, actually, how to write depends on you. I decided to write this way, but you can easily change it, okay?
Okay.
So tell me, is that clear? Do you have any questions related to this one?
So like, what if like, can you write like more than 150 words?
No. Let me say, yeah, of course you can write more, not no. Don't write less than
Yeah.
150 because, but for example, it depends. When we say more, we have 178, for example. That's okay, but not 250, you know? So it depends. Almost we can say, okay, it's about between 150, maybe 175. It's okay, but
Yeah.
not more than, okay?
Okay.
So, because, normally we can't write exactly the same words. Of course, you need to count your, at the end of your essay, please count the number of
Yeah.
words that yeah, that's really important. Just count them so that if you wrote more than 170, try to, I don't know, omit some parts to change it to
Yeah.
less words, but you can, yes, acceptable.
Yeah. Like I talked to my friends that took the IELTS test
Yeah.
already, and she said that you should write less, cause no, like not too much, cause she was writing like 250 words for task one, and I was like, that was insane.
Of course. Yeah, really? Your friend wrote 250 words for task one?
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah,
you're
of
joking.
course.
Like that was too
Of course. And
much.
I'm sorry,
Too
how
much.
about task two? Because, for
Yeah.
task two, yeah, it's too much. No, it's a rule. Because, when you are asked to do something, first of all, because your time, of course, you can't. Your time is limited. You have, yeah, for task two, you have more time. So it's okay. You write more words. But for task one, in 20 minutes, how many words you want to write? So of course it's not enough. So I think 250, no. Actually, it can't be this much because we have part two, and even if you're right, even if it actually it's acceptable, that is not acceptable. Even if you will actually have problem with task two because you won't have enough time to write your second essay. That is, maybe I can say, more challenging than the first one, you know
Yeah.
that's part. Of course, task two, task one is really easy. You know why? You have some visuals you can see, and you can see the facts. You don't express your opinion, you don't add. For example, the next time if you see any pie chart, just use the words that I used and write your essay. It's okay. But
Yeah.
task two is definitely, to you. That is something related, depends on you, how you think, if you want to express your opinion, if no, so it's definitely different. So I think no,
Yeah.
just, yeah. This is about task one. Task one is easy, but at least when we say at least, it means Don't write less than 150, but of course not more than 178. Just 200 is too much.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and now we have 10 minutes. So let's do something else. Let's review. So do you have any other questions related to this one that you want to ask me, or I don't know, any issues?
No.
Well, so let's see, let's check one of the actually tasks that I sent you. Let me check what I sent. Maybe we can discuss one of them. Okay, just one moment. I need to check. Ah, okay, we have line graph, we have bar chart, and we have table. So yeah, the tables below. Okay, so tell me about, because we discussed, I want you do this. Okay, Alice, just think about it. The first one, that is a line graph, and we discussed the structure, you know how to write. I want you to give me a good introduction for this. The line graph below shows the consumption of three different types of fast food in Britain from 1970 to 1990. Okay, so just think about it. Don't rush. There is no rush here. Just think about it and try to paraphrase it in a good way.
Um, Let me think, but
Of course. Just don't rush, just try to think, and after that, you can decide how to write.
I don't know. The line graph display three type of fast food that be consumed. I don't know.
Cons Consume means use, eat, so you can use. Can you write it in chat box? I think it's better because when you want to
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
maybe it's a bit difficult to say. Just try to type it. Okay, let me check the line graph displays. Let me see. Okay, just okay. Wow. Okay, displays different types of fast food being consumed. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. First, what can you see in this? Actually, I can't share it on the board, but you can see it now. Yeah, you can see
Yeah,
your
yeah.
line graph. Okay. Well, so first, the first mistake, you actually didn't paraphrase. So this one, because you use just consume is consume. You only change noun to verb. So it's not enough. So as you can see, let's see what we have. Yeah, we have a line graph that gives some information about consumption of fast food, three kind of fast food. So you can say it's okay. The graph illustrates, shows, okay, the use of maybe. And let's see if it's, just let me check it again. Okay, I need to see it again because I want to know the time. So instead of saying three types, so I can see, here. Now I can see it, okay? So the line graph below shows consumption. So as you can see, I have time and, okay, three different types of fast food in Britain. So why not? And in pizza, fish, and hamburger, just let me check. And we have 1970, 75, 80, 85. And so I say that the line graph, okay, so it's your choice, illustrate, or for example, the graph you can say, represents, for example, okay, and three categories, the use of three categories of fast food. And then you can see, okay, we have 100, 200, 300. So as you can see, for example, you can say according to income groups in Britain. And so we can say something like this. So this is the total consumption, okay, of three categories in the period of time of 20 years between 1970 to 1990. Okay, so I can say that the line graph or the graph represents the use of three categories of fast food, okay, in Britain, or for example, you can say total consumption, but I don't prefer because we have it of fast food, or for example, three categories in the period of 20 years between 1970 to 1990. So you can say, actually, you can make your answer this way. So first of all, you can't use exactly the same word. If you want to use, try to make better alternatives. So here, if I want to correct yours, just let me type it in chat box for you again, and then you can think about it. So if I were you, I would say the graph below represents, okay, the use of three categories of fast food in Britain, okay, in the time period of 20 years between 1970 to 1990. Okay, so this one. Display is good. Different types, so why type? Category, because we have types, so it's better to use another word. Fast food, okay. Consumed, being consumed. The actually tense is definitely wrong because first, Alex, you are talking about past. You can't use passive, especially continuous. So you need to use, if you want to use, yeah, present, if you want to use, for example, but this tense is not a correct one, being consumed in Britain. So it's not a good one here. So, okay, just this. Well, think about them and try to write your essay and send me, and no worries if you make mistake because it's really normal. You're gonna learn it, and just you need to correct yourself by error trial. Do it again and again to make you the best. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so do you have any other questions, Alex, related to this part?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay, just try to practice and study. If you, for example, because now you have a lot and maybe you are swamped with work at home and, for example, at school, divide your essay, just introduction. Just write, focus on introduction and write your introduction. Make it better, improve it, and then move on to overview. Okay, this way you can get a better result. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you, and that's
Okay.
it. Have a great night. See you.
Yeah.
Bye.
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 Yeah.